Okay, onward. You'll probably notice that I'm no longer paused, and that's because I had to edit out about 7 or so deaths. Otherwise, this video would have been about like 2-3 hours long. No, I'm just kidding. But that's gonna be. You're probably gonna see some heavy editing for the remainder of this Let's Play. I'll keep it organic for the most part. You guys will see a few more deaths. And this is where I died, by the way. Trying to grab that third pole, I just could not grasp. I just could not grab it properly, so a common problem among women, I guess. Alright, but anyway, we're finally past that area, and time to move on, thank goodness. Okay, now I believe I'm supposed to go this way. I mean, seriously, thank God for these red things, otherwise... What the hell was I trying to accomplish there? You got me. I'm just as confused as you are as the viewer. Okay, but apparently they decided to leave me over here. Sometimes these checkpoints, bless them, they are very helpful, but sometimes they are incredibly disorienting. Alright. By the way, this part of the game brought to you by Craposa. Whatever they make sure you wash it. Okay. I think I'm almost at the area where this guy is.
I know what you're here for, Faithy.
Just tell me what Icarus has to do with Pope's murder, Jack.
I heard a cop did it.
You heard wrong, then.
You a fan of wrestling, Faith? Pope was a wrestling fan. He even employed an ex-wrestler to handle his security. Travis Burfield used to go by the name of Ropeburn.
Is this going somewhere?
Ropeburn? Well, he's really just a thug who got lucky. And sometimes people are too ignorant to see their place. Always want to swim in the big pond. Never see the bigger fish. If I were you, I'd start with that glorified slab of meat. Happy hunting, Faithy.
Listen, I don't know about going to Ropeburn straight away.
I'm not. I'm gonna see Miller.
Oh, Faith, what are you doing? You're gonna tell him about Jackknife?
Not yet. He's still a cop, no matter what Kate says.
You see him?
Yeah. He's heading for his car. Lieutenant Miller? I'm Faith. Kate's sister?
She never mentioned a sister.
Yeah, well, we're not the mentioning kind. She told me to find you if things went bad.
She's been arrested. And you wouldn't be the suspect seen fleeing from the crime scene, would you?
Well now, it's difficult to recall with a gun in my face.
I know what you are.
You know it was a setup, right?
I know Kate wouldn't be capable of something like this. But my captain's asking some difficult questions, and I can't even get in to see her.
What do you know about something called Icarus?
Why?
It's mentioned on this. It was in Pope's hand. I think it's from his diary.
You took evidence.
Kate's the only family I have, Lieutenant. And blues in jail don't last long. She goes down for this, it's a death sentence.
I won't stop you. I owe that much to Kate. But there are plenty of people who'll try. And I can't stop them either. You better learn how to run.
Running is what I do best.
Ropeburn's got an office at Z. Burfield International Shipping near the Riding Park subway. Should be a sign on top of the building. It'll help guide you. Look, I saw Ropeburn wrestle once. Broke some poor bastard's arm, then headbutted the ref. So if this Ropeburn really
And we're back.
Pope's murder and Kate's setup,
Like I said, I don't know if you guys are really paying attention to the story, but for those of you that are, I don't want to make any assumptions. Even though I've said before, the story is kind of a throwaway, but some people might like it. So I try to avoid talking over the cutscenes so you guys can follow along as best as you can. And you know what I just randomly thought of, and this is gonna be really crazy. I swear that, and this game came out after the room. What I was gonna say was this. I swear there's a scene in The Room. And if you guys don't know what The Room is, it's like the best movie that has ever been made, and you need to watch it. It's made by this guy named Tommy Wiseau. Just dude's a legend. I mean, talk about a master of storytelling, master of acting. He's part of the movie, the director, the producer, the writer, and he's the main star of it. I mean, just a masterpiece. Seriously, you guys need to watch it. I'm not even kidding. But there's a scene in The Room where he's kind of playing football, like catch, with his buddy Mark, and he's dressed exactly like Faith is dressed here. I'm not sure if I'm inverting it, like he's wearing a white top and black kind of sweatpants, or if he's kind of, or if he is wearing something similar to what Faith is wearing, which is, you know, the black tank top and the white pants. And it always makes me chuckle. But that movie came out in 2003, and this game came out years later, so that means that this game copied off of The Room, maybe? So I don't know. Alright, so I'm supposed to grab onto this pole, even though there's bird doo-doo. Gross. Anyway, so let's talk a little bit. I got a little sidetracked because of the dying, the constant dying, but my constant deaths in this game. But Sticker Brush Symphony, let's talk about how that's like the best song ever in video game history. Seriously. And the point I wanted to bring up was that when I heard it as a kid, so no nostalgia whatsoever at that time. Now I'm all sorts of nostalgic about anything. But when I first heard it, I actually had a thought, and I'm not even kidding, I'm not making this up. I had a thought when I was a kid. I don't even know how old was I. When did that game come out? I know it was in the 90s, obviously, but I don't know exactly what year. Well, I want to say 94, 93, 94, but I would have to double check. When I heard it then, because I got the game about when it came out, I actually said to myself, wow, I don't think I'm ever going to hear a video game song that's as good as this. I shit you not, I had that thought. And it's sad. Hang on.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you. I facilitated things. And I got more folks watching me than just you. And they wanted us to wrap her up all night for those clues. Yeah, so it don't look good for you and your little dad. Take that up with them. In a few days, it'll all be over. Today's front page will be tomorrow's kitty litter. Come on! That runner won't last long. None of them will, right? The precious Project Icarus will be fine. 5 by 5. Now don't get your panties in a bunch. Look, meet me at that new place on Reynolds Street tomorrow. 4 p.m., okay? Don't freak, they ain't finished building it yet. All quiet once you get above street level. See you there. And don't bring any of your friends. We good? Good. Anyways, I gotta get some chow. Frame like this don't hold up itself, you know.
So, Ropeburn did know something, huh? Wonder who he's meeting with.
Okay, I'm gonna grab this just to
Way to make you an uninvited guest.
make my life a little bit easier, because there's gonna be some enemies that
You must have triggered a
come into the area. I just want to make my escape as easy as possible. But anyway, the statement that I said before as a kid, and I said, wow, I don't think I'm ever gonna find a song that's as awesome as this. It's sad because it turned out to be true. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of amazing game soundtracks that have been composed since, but there's just something about that song that was just like, it was so deep and like just so intricate. I loved it. Okay, about to disarm Wesker here, Brunette Wesker. Here you go. And kill this dude, his twin. Shoot him in the crotch a few times. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. This is a dead end. I'm just gonna hide here for a moment just to heal. I always love that about games where you get shot, just heal, stay out of gunfire, and the bullets will magically heal themselves, the bullet wounds. Oh god, get up there, okay, we try again. Alright. I never know which level to go, and you'll see. Oh god. Oh my god. I guess they must have used Windex on those glass. On that glass right there. Unbelievable. Okay. I really want to see I'm supposed to go up here. And I'm going to go up here again. We're going to try that again. I must have missed another door somewhere. See, okay, that area is clear, which is good. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. Let me go. There's nothing over here. Great. So these bars over here are just to waste your time. I'm gonna disarm him again, Wesker. Kick him in the face. There you go. And yes, before you ask, I do tend to aim towards the crotch. I don't know why, and it's in every game. It's not just in this game. You saw me do this in Resident Evil 4. Oh, it's supposed to go this way. Whoops. My bad. Okay, at least I think so. Okay, this looks right. Okay, now I think we're back on track.
Don't stop. You ain't shaking them yet.
Okay. Oh dear. Great ladder to slow me down. Wonderful. But Sticker Brush Symphony. And if you guys have not played Donkey Kong 3, in my opinion, there's a trilogy that came out in for the Super Nintendo. There have been other Donkey Kong Country games that have come out since, but I always like to consider it a trilogy for the Super Nintendo. So you had 1, 2, and 3. In my opinion, 2 was the hardest one of the 3 games, and the one that has the best soundtrack, hands down. I mean, don't get me wrong, they all have amazing soundtracks, but I think Donkey Kong Country 2, I think just has more good songs. You know, more of a concentration of good songs than the other 2 games, in my opinion. Other people have their different preferences, which is fine. So, is this gonna open up? Yes, it is. Okay. I don't think I'm supposed to go down, so we'll go down. We'll try that. Yeah, this looks right. So, another loading level. That I don't understand. I think one of the things they should make a priority in the next game, in Mirror's Edge 2 or whatever. Yeah. No rhyme or reason to that, I just felt like committing suicide. One of the things they should definitely fix for Mirror's Edge 2 is those loading screens. You literally lose your momentum. That's happened to me. Sometimes the loading is mercifully just a few seconds long, so it's not too bad. But then there's other times, and you'll see it in one of my upcoming videos, where it's just nearly a minute of loading, and I'm sitting there stupidly, like, I have my hand on the on the thumbstick to keep Faith moving in a particular direction, but then it's just like the game's taking so long to load that I'm just like, okay, forget it. So I actually take my hand off of the thumbstick, and then she actually just stops in her tracks. And for a game that focuses on parkour, all about momentum and just the flow, that's their word, not mine. They love using this word in the game. That is really stupid, and they really need to figure out where to put the loading, where to load the game where you're not impeded in terms of running around. Okay, so we're gonna fight these dudes here, and I always like to fight them one at a time, especially if they're armed. They kind of have armor like this. These guys tend to be a little bit harder to disarm. Yeah, you saw that right there. So you know from the So you know from the training that you can only disarm them when the weapon turns red. So it's even funner when you're playing on hard mode when the weapon doesn't change color at all. Hard mode, by the way, was a hair-pulling experience. I don't even know how the hell I beat the game on hard mode, but I'm happy I did. So these guys are very hard to disarm, but I got him right here, and this looks completely realistic. My hand is to his face. I think this game is another one of those glitchy games. I don't know what is it with me finding these very glitchy games, or if its quality assurance has gone down over the years. Because let me tell you something, I know I've played games when I was younger that have had glitches, but this is just, oh my god, we didn't even bother testing a lot of these things. Like, I love the games, but you can see that they're, and I don't know if it has anything to do with the system getting hot and the CD being inside the system, you start to get errors like that. Maybe that's the case, because sometimes I will notice that if I'm playing a game for a long time, you know, a CD based game like on the Xbox 360 or the PlayStation 3, I do notice that after a while you will see some glitches in some games, but there's some games that are that are just bad in general. It doesn't matter whether the system is hot or not. This is another thing that kind of makes me kind of just tilt my head in confusion. A lot of the story is actually these panels in the elevators. You read what's going on here, and I don't know if that's maybe lazy's too harsh of a word. I don't know. I mean, but don't get me wrong. Since I think this is the game's way of loading the level as well, I think it's a little more clever, and it forces you to kind of read something, so it keeps you a little distracted. It's relevant to the story, what they're presenting to you, so it could be worse. It's not too bad. But the way the story is presented there, when there's so many other ways that you can care about what's going on, I think from a storytelling point of view, it's a little disappointing, but from a distraction point of view, not too bad, if that makes any sense. Okay, now where on earth am I supposed to go? I see red, so I'm gonna go towards red. It's just my force of habit. Okay, well, at least I grabbed on. Faith might be losing a few teeth, but might have lost a few teeth, but at least she's alive. She's still alive. She's still alive. Oh my god, that was terrible. That was supposed to be the ending song to this game, but the notes that I sang were so far from the actual song, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys didn't recognize it. So I'm supposed to figure out, this area is like a maze, and I'm supposed to figure all this stuff out while this helicopter's shooting at me? Okay, game. Okay. Awesome. So I'm guessing I'm supposed to walk across this. And mercifully, the helicopter, there's a break from it. Okay, so I'm assuming I'm supposed to go up. Well, the helicopter's still there, but I think I'm supposed to go up this way? I don't know. I don't see anything else over here, so I guess up we go. This part always confuses me. It does. So let me see here. No, this looks wrong. Should not be seeing a dead end here. This is just wrong. Let me see if I could go back the way I came. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you. Because it's bad enough that I'm confused. Now you're just gonna sit here and try to rush me through my confusion? That's not gonna work out well. So let me see. I still feel like I need to go up, but I really don't know where I'm supposed to go after that. Oh. Well, there you go. Question answered. Okay, this looks right here. Oh, shit. And I missed. I hate when they do this, by the way, that they can recover quickly, but Faith can't. She tries to grab for the gun, and then she's like derping for a whole half an hour. So then I just go apeshit and I just punch the crap out of them because I'm mad. And there's a little tea bag for you because that's a little annoying. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to go. I'm gonna try going up. And we'll see where that takes me. Yeah, no, okay, this is good. Alright, I was a little uncertain for a little bit there, but
Not for long, I'll bet.
okay, mercifully he's gonna leave me alone. Oh my god. Try that again. I would say take a shot every time I die, but I don't want you guys to suffer from alcohol poisoning. Seriously, because I like you guys a lot. More enemies to fight. Okay. I don't know if she changes her disarming technique based on the enemy that she's fighting, the type of gun that they're holding, or how far she is from the enemy. I don't know. That's something I should look into, because I'm not sure, because she has a few different disarming techniques which you've seen, and you guys know me. I'm always the type of person, I love little details in games, because let me tell you something, every single thing except for glitches, and maybe even some glitches are intentionally left in a game or put in a game, I don't know, but any little thing besides most glitches that's in a game is there on purpose. Somebody took their time to actually put something in a game. And besides like the major things like the gameplay mechanics, the environment, the graphics, the music, somebody actually said, here, let me put this tiny little detail in this game. And rest assured, whoever it is that put it in there, I see what you did, and I appreciate it. So there you go. I wonder if there's like a specific job title for that in game credits. I don't know.
I received your message.
I started looking into Ropeburn.
Why?
He's Travis Burfield, Pope's head of security.
You think he killed Pope?
Maybe. He sure as hell set Kate up. Wanted a cop to go down for it, and he wasn't alone. Heard him mention Project Icarus.
Burfield is dangerous, Faith. He's not someone you want to mess with.
He framed my sister.
I'm sorry, Faith.
For what?
For this. I don't want Kate to go down for this either. But we've got private firms muscling in on our districts. Bolstering city security, they call it. They're breathing down our necks, waiting for us to slip up. The only way they might go easy on us, and easy on Kate, is if I give them...
Me.
Yes.
All I care about is Kate. And for her sake, I'm gonna let you go. But if you pull a gun on me again, I will kill you. And right now, I think I'd be doing the city a favor. Going in the direction of Ropeburn's meeting.
You think it's Ropeburn's pal?
Maybe, but it looked like a CPF one to me. And how many other people can get their paws on a bird in this place?
Not many. Hey, you better get going if you want to catch them. And keep off street level 2. Blue's around.
Alright, until next time.